Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where I'm gonna be taking you through some of my battles with Azu Double Ghost, but not just any ghost. Drift Money, Drift Pimpin, Drifblim with Astonish, another Astonish user. And to be honest, you guys that have been following the channel know I'm a huge Drifblim fan. I love its ability to debuff certain Pokemon and to also wall off certain Pokemon with its unique flying ghost typing. But now with Astonish, it gives it a nice little side grade. I'm not going to say strictly upgrade, but you're going to see in some of these, like, look how much these Astonishes, I said hexes, how much these Astonishes are chunking now that it does more damage and has more energy. Like, you cannot do this with Hex. If I was running Hex, I would definitely probably have to be throwing more charge moves here. We're able to shield the Shadow Ball and come out with a ton of energy here. And Drifblim right now is going on a tear. The ability to farm things down with Astonish is just super useful. And I throw on bad timing there. I was expecting the Credilli to come in and throw right away. So that's why I threw instantly. So I made an incorrect call there, but we still seem to be in a pretty strong spot because we can simply align our Azumarill with the Talonflame. And then we have our Trevenant for that Credilli that is lurking in the back. We're able to catch... Opponent was like, if opponent just taps and taps, they get that off of my Azu. They did a Bullet Seed, I believe, first, which is why we were able to catch. And now we're just kind of chilling because as long as I save a shield for Azu, we can probably just bubble down the Talonflame. So I'm perfectly willing to let this go. Can get a quick little bubble down on the Credilli, and Azu will be chilling against this Talonflame. This is where the bubble buff also coming in handy. Gonna make this bubble down more feasible. Here, I'm going to make sure I no shield. A loose condition could be shielding a flame charge and then not having a shield for a boosted Brave Bird or Fly. So as long as I didn't shield there, I think I was chilling. I guess who knows? Maybe Brave Bird through that shield could have been kind of scary considering how low of health I had left there. But that is a game one. When you see in rank 10 here, I think we're currently at like rank 19. I didn't play for the first like 3 days or so because I was in Chicago. Now we're back. We're streaming pretty much every weekday. You guys can go hang out with me over there on Twitch. And this is interesting. So Hex would pace a little bit faster than Astonish to these Shadow Balls. But because of the added Astonish damage, Shadow Ball just cleanly two-shots Azumarill. Versus if I'm running Hex, it's not going to as cleanly two-shot. This could be a non-XL Azu, so maybe it would anyway. But look how much the Astonishes are chunking over time. Azu will be able to get the bubble down, and I'm going to be forced to come in with my own to tank all this energy. And check this out. They're actually not running Play Roughs. That's beneficial for me. I decide I'm going to take another Hydro Pump on the chin, most likely, and just come into the full bubble down here. We'll come out with tons of energy. And then just hope they don't have a hard check to the Trev in the back. My thought process is if Azu is their best Drifblim counter, you would think they don't have like a hard check to Trev in the back. But who knows? Maybe they do. We swap in Trev, and it is a Gligar. This is not ideal. This is not ideal. We do have quite a bit of energy on our Azu. I think we're 1 or 2 bubbles away. We have to be 2 bubbles away considering we play roughed, right? So we're 2 bubbles away from a move with Azu. We were able to get the shield. Gligar wisely throws the Aerial Ace before we can knock it out with a Shadow Ball. And here I decide to just throw instantly because I want to make sure I keep my health as high as possible. So the DD has to throw a Psycho Boost here. Because if DD throws a Psycho Boost, I'm thinking I can probably win. He actually goes for the T-Bolt because he didn't want to debuff himself, and it ends up costing him a bit. Allows me to get to the Seed Bomb. If DD had Psycho Boosted, I think our opponent has a chance, but us getting to that move after the Thunderbolt is going to obviously give us the win. If he Psycho Boosts, he's debuffed, and then Azu probably lives a Thunderbolt, but I do think DD would have gotten to a Thunderbolt. If they had Psycho Boosted, which would have made things close. Would have been a debuffed Thunderbolt, of course. Looks like we're chilling for a bit. And then it's on to the next one. Amazing lead. Let's see what they swap into. Swampert. I end up messing this up pretty bad. Watch this. I play really sloppy here, so I lose track of my counts. You're going to see a huge mistake. And I overfarm one too many. So I'm unnecessarily allowing my opponent to get a shield advantage here. This is a huge mistake. So now I maximize on my energy. Going to throw the Seed Bomb here. But there's no way I should allow Swampert to get a shield advantage off me in that matchup. So that's a huge, silly little misplay. And Trev's not going to get to another move, but landing the Shadow Ball is kind of nice. Coming Azu. He's staying in and dumping energy, which tells me, okay, maybe he doesn't have a hard answer to Azu. Sky Attack connects, in comes DD, and this is perfect for us. And this is where Astonish, once again, I think helps us, because you see how much the Astonishes are chunking. This makes me feel like I have no reason to even go for Shadow Ball. I can just go straight Mystical Fire, and I'm chilling, because just some chip damage from Mystical Fire, even if he calls it, is going to add up with these Astonishes. Adding up very quickly. DD's already at less than half health. We haven't even landed a charge move yet. Going for another Mystical Fire. And if you're wondering, Rise, why Mystical Fire over Icy Wind? I think it's really just a judgment call. I think either works. We decided to go with Mystical Fire for some fun. Gives you play against Skarm. Since we're not like necessarily weak to Skarm, but we're also not like that strong against Skarm. So Mystical Fire helps with that. And debuffed Altaria seems to be considering top lefting and then top lefting. Would have needed at least 2 more moves to knock us out, and I don't think they were getting there before the bubble down. It's on to the next one. As Jay-Z once said. I used to say that a lot in my videos. Kingdra. Oh, no. Okay. See, these were from last week, and this is funny. When you shoutcast your own battles, like, you kind of forget how they go, but there are some you remember. And I remember I think I completely throw this game. Spoiler alert. Completely throw this game. So the, 3 comments I get a month. Rise, you only cherry pick the wins. Yeah, okay, Bernard. Watch this game, dude. Just watch it. We make a nice catch here on the drill run, so this is a nice play because we don't have an obvious answer to Dunsparce, but we also need to keep our Azu around for the Kingdra because Kingdra's oppressive fast moves are going to be tough for both of our back Pokemon. Gonna throw after 4. Okay, nice overfarm. This way we'll be able to get off a move against Kingdra. What goes wrong here? We get off the Seed Bomb. Beautiful. What goes wrong here? I forget what's in the back. Seed Bomb gets a shield or up a shield. Beautiful. Gonna wait out my timer. Come in Azu. See, I probably should have just thrown right away because now he knows I have to throw since I'm at 100, which allows the catch. And now we already used our Trev. We no longer have a Carbink answer. So we're forced to come in with Drift Money against the Carbink, which is not where Drift Money wants to be. He's a flying ghost. He does not like rock types. And I also kind of had to swap because my Azu was debuffed. So staying in wouldn't have been a good idea. At this point, I'm thinking he doesn't even necessarily need to shield, but maybe I should have baited anyway. Because maybe if I bait, I can bubble down. But no, then he gets off a Moonblast. Then I'm too low. And this is looking rough. This is looking rough, dude. Ice Beam coming through. Going for the bait. To try and get to my next move a little bit faster. We do successfully get the bait. Azu going for the play rough. And it's a CMP tie. Don't think Azu's going to live in Octazooka from this low of health. And our opponent just outplays us. Entire difference of the game was simply allowing the play rough catch. If we preserve that energy, pretty sure we win because we can just go Drifblim a little bit earlier, maybe get a shield, and then maybe throw Ice Beam for a little bit less energy wasted there. Also could have just play roughed instantly when I came in, but I feel like that's also kind of a predictable catch opportunity for the opponent. So just made the wrong calls really on when to throw the charge move, which are always frustrating losses. And luckily, I don't think that person GG'd me in chat after. It's usually like when you are so frustrated because you know you threw the game in such embarrassing fashion, that's like when you know you're going to get GG'd in the chat. But luckily, it didn't happen. And we see a Venusaur lead, tough lead. I go directly into my Drifblim. The reason for this is, so normally you want to go into your soft counter, right? You want to go Trev would be my soft counter to Venusaur with the idea of hopefully lining up Drifblim on Venusaur later. But I go Drifblim just because Drifblim, in my opinion, is safer in general. If I swap Trev, there could be something like a Lickitung, or in this case, an Obstagoon. That's just, there's no way I'm going to get any advantage from swapping Trev and then being met by an Obstagoon. Versus here, I end up debuffing the Obstagoon multiple times. He actually boosted, so he got it back. And he doesn't want to give me the bubble down, so he actually allows me to, he actually gives up switch. And this, suddenly now we have play again. Now our Azu's not aligned with the Venu, our Trev is aligned with the Venu. So suddenly this game doesn't look as bad. With a Venusaur lead, you also predict he might be soft to Azu in the back, so I'm hoping Azu, he's not like double strong against Azu. He does get to a move here. I do have to shield because I can't really bubble down Venusaur from this amount of health. He goes for Sludge, which is kind of peculiar. Frenzy would have been plenty there. Going for Seed Bomb. I don't know if this will quite knock out. Double resisted, but should be close. We actually grab a shield, and there is a Mud Boy in the back. Let's go. So now I'm just going to wait to see that top right. As soon as I see the Obstagoon's typing, I come in with Azu. And since I'm not threatened here by any charge moves from the Obstagoon, I'm going to be willing to fully bubble down. Our opponent probably should have, like, I don't know what they should have done, to be honest. Maybe try to catch on the Goon instead, but as long as we didn't allow the catch, I think we're chilling. Venu doesn't quite have a Frenzy loaded, so we just go for the Ice Beam straight away, and that is a G to the G. Azu taking out Venusaur, always nice when you can overcome an Azu into Venu lead. So we blew it when it was the Azu versus Kingdra lead, and then we were able to overcome the Azu into Venu lead. So it's not always who wins lead wins the game, right? And here we go. I end up changing up the team a little bit. Now we've got Swampert and Guzzlord. So, yikes, tough lead, but we do have 2 answers, so not the end of the world just yet. Let's see if they have a response, and the response is Azu, so I'm going to try and flip this if I can. But I want to make sure I come out of this with some sort of advantage. So we shield up the Ice Beam. I might go for a bait here. Go for a cheeky mystical fire bait. Can we grab a shield? That would be quite nice. We do grab a shield. Very good for us. Wasn't like completely on points with my counts here, so I wasn't convinced I could like shield and still win this matchup. But I knew I would live an Ice Beam from that range after the debuff, so I decided just to go for either a shield advantage here or a switch advantage. Opponent wisely shields, that way they keep their alignment. As long as they keep Superior on, as long as they keep Serp on Swampert, right, they should be in a decent spot. But we're going to be up a shield with our Guzz. And I mean, once Azu's out of the picture, you would think Guzz is going to have a ton of play. So I'm just looking to get out of here right away. Superior has a move loaded. And it is a Talon in the back. And now I'm feeling pretty good. I think he threw, was that after 4 Incinerates? So, oh, we call the Flame Charge. Let's go. Could have thrown after 3 Dragon Tails here for better timing. Instead, I throw after 1. And luckily, huge mistake by me. Huge mistake. There was no, well, okay. Maybe not huge mistake. Maybe like overly safe. Because theoretically, if I don't throw that Claw, I do give the chance for the opponent to get the new mechanic where they could get that move off. So I guess playing it like overly cautious there in a sense. But the better course of action would have been to just do 3 Dragon Tails and throw, not 1 and throw and then 1 and throw. If I did 3 Dragon Tails and throw, I think I'd knock it out. And a little bit of a sloppy endgame there by me, but we are able to pull off the win still. And after leading Swamp into Serp, not too shabby. Reason we were able to flip that was they didn't have an obvious answer to Drifblim or Guzzlord, really. So even though we had a terrible lead, our backline was pretty safe. Going up against the Cash Daddy. I've always been a huge Swampert fan. Oh, I shouldn't say that because everyone... Dude, I never have seen a Pokemon get more hate than Swampert. Swampert gets more hate than, like, Bastiodon does, I swear. It's the craziest thing. I guess people just don't like how fast it is to charge moves. Is that why people don't like Swampert? I go for the EQ here to guarantee the KO or the shield. Our opponent wisely shields it, so a nice call by them. Because they would have lived a Hydro after the debuff. Mud Bomb knocks us out. Gonna come in here with Guzz. And our opponent swaps in Dugong. We do not have a great Dugong answer, so I'm going to be actually forced to stay in here with Guzz. Crunch gets the debuff. That's huge for us. That's huge. So what I'm thinking here is Dugong through right away. So Dugong is 4 Ice Shards away. I'm going to throw on charge move priority here and force the Dugong to make a decision. Do they shield or do they let it go? They shield, so I'm actually going to let myself go and going to Hex down with the Drifblim. The Whiscash still is there, but now we are up a shield. We have some energy. I decided to let this go since we don't know what is in the back. Scald is going to hurt, and then check out what happens. I was on point with my counts here, so I do know this is just a Mud Bomb. And check out one of the few things we could possibly still be in the back. A DD. Defense Deoxys doing triple resisted counters. And unlucky for the opponent, man. I mean, vice versa. There wasn't a whole lot of things that he probably could have lost to there. But Drifblim was one of them. So, Guzzlord. Guzzlord's such a beast, man. Able to kind of handle that Dugong in that situation. Swampert Mirror. Here we go. So much fun. Gonna build up some extra energy. Throw Hydro here. Let's see what they do. They shield. I catch on Drifblim. Like, is it the best play? Probably not, because as you're gonna see, Hydro Cannon does just under half, so he might be able to actually Mudshot me down after landing this Hydro right here. Let's see. Do we get to a move? We do not. So, like, did that catch do much for me? Not really. I guess I was just going for the potential that they EQ there, but sometimes, like, catching is overrated, right? Like, yes, I made a nice catch per se, but what did it really do for me? I'm not sure. Debating whether I want to shield or not. I let it go. It is a Hydro Cannon. And our opponent then catches on Medi, but this is better for us because we needed to land the Hydro there anyway. If they had just let their Swampert go and saved the Median back, that could have been brutal. No pun intended. We're not running Brutal Swing. Oh, they are running Pup. That's not great. Should have probably gone for Crunch here because I don't think this Claw is going to KO. So should have... Oh, never mind. It did KO. Past Rise. Making the right plays. Present Rise. Messing up. And there is a Galarian Stunfisk here. So this is not good for Guzz. But we are up 2 shields, so it's not completely over. I go for the Crunch, and we get the defense drop. That's massive. I kind of have to shield at this point. Rock Slide coming through. I hard swap in Swampert, and he kind of panic throws Rock Slide here. He could have overfarmed a little bit more. But I think he just wanted to get rid of my Swamp. And he was completely dry after that. So I'm able to go for Crunch here. Knock out the G-Fisk. Is there any way we get to a Claw before Swampert gets the 2 Hydros? I don't know. I don't remember how much energy they had. And nope, too much energy. So well played by the opponent. perhaps they just felt like they had so much energy on Swampert, there was really no reason for them to overfarm with their Fisk, and they had it sealed. Tough loss there. I think we got one battle left in the video. Arrow Forest, kind of like my buddy Arrow. Great lead. Swamp into Carbink. That's where we have to see it. A little bit slow on the swap. So this could spell a little bit of trouble. Excuse me, if we have to go down shields here. I do shield up. It is a Thunderbolt. I go for the Mystical Fire. I guess what I'm thinking is even if they call it, this could set up an Astonish down. They actually shield, which is really good for me. This is really good for me because now I'm not down shields against that Carbink, which could spell trouble, right? Like Swampert does really well against Carbink. However, a Moonblaster on Carbink is still going to really hurt a Swampert. I get the Hex. I keep saying Hex. Astonish down. Just so used to running Hex on Drifblim. Shadow Ball coming through should do some nice chip damage to this Carbink. Start to approach Hydro Cannon range. And then there is a Pelly in the back. And Pelly, a little bit scary, of course. I mean, Hurricane's going to do some massive damage if it lands. But I go for the Claw. And what I'm thinking is, even if this is a Hurricane, I should live and should get some more Dragon Tail damage off. So I am able to call it. And I also don't want to give my opponent an opportunity to get like a massive Rock Throw down and then have energy for my Swampert. So I felt like just calling it was the safest play. Gonna go straight Crunch here, only single resisted as opposed to double resisted. Do a little bit more damage. Give ourselves a debuff chance. Looking to dip out as soon as I can. And we should be chilling here. Do I shield or do I just call this? Call the Rock Slide. Opponent's probably tilted because we called 2 Weather Ball baits. Then we called a Rock Slide bait. But once again, like they're not moves we necessarily needed to shield, right? So even though it kind of looks like savagely calling the bait, they weren't like threatening to knock us out. So they were pretty safe calls to make, in my opinion. That delivers a 4-1. I think that was back-to-back 4-1s. So pretty cool. Also, it was funny. I did the 300 unique Pokemon challenge, and then these were like some of the first battles after that. It ended up being more like 229 unique Pokemon because I didn't quite have 300 because there were so many duplicates. But it was dude. What nothing better sums up how YouTube and Twitch comments can be sometimes. I know some of you guys get mad, like, Rise, why do you make fun of YouTube comments sometimes? Like, we're supporting you. You should be nicer to us. Bros, I feel like I'm pretty nice to y'all, but I also have, it's my channel. I can voice my opinion when I want to sometimes. I mean, this day and age, you can't really voice your opinion on everything, but I can voice my displeasure when you guys can be a little bit ridiculous sometimes. Anyway, the story was I did the 229 unique Pokemon challenge. Literally the first battle I do that wasn't crazy absurd teams of like Octillery and stuff. I ran this team, Azumarill, Drifblim, Trevenant. Someone in the chat goes, wow, Rise, see you already gave up on the spice and are running straight meta. Like, bro, are you running basically random Pokemon for 229? Well, not that many battles. That divided by 3. Oh my gosh, dude. Unreal. 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 Also, Azutrev is pretty meta, but like Astonish Drifblim isn't meta. Rise, you're already done with the unique challenge. You're running straight meta. That didn't take long. Like, bro, I did 3 consecutive days of all unique Pokemon. Anyway, I'm not upset. I'm having fun. I love you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. And if you would do so much as leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. All those are appreciated. I hope to see you guys in the next video without... Oh my gosh, I can't talk anymore. I just like threw myself off with that little rant. All that said, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.